Hello again, this is Brother Teacher. You know, when I was a young man, a young boy rather, growing up, my brother and I, my mother used to give us many instructions. And one of the things that sticks with me today is one thing my mother used to tell us, my brother and I, and that was, I want you to tell me the truth, even if it hurts. No matter what it is, I don't want you to lie to me. I want you to tell me the truth. You know what? I have followed that throughout my life and even through the raising of my own children. And I'm sure that most of you that are watching this video right now believe pretty much the same. You want your children to tell you the truth, and you as parents should tell your children the truth in kind. But this particular subject, and even a few more subjects that I'm about to present to you in later videos, are very sensitive to most of us. And for some reason, as many of us have grown up, we have had a tendency to kind of turn a blind eye, a deaf ear to the truth. Because the truth binds us, as one person used to say in my church. It's not necessarily a pretty thing, even though it is the facts. But what I'm getting at is this particular subject here, and it's the subject of cancer. Cancer is something that has affected millions of Americans for centuries. Many, many people die from cancer annually in America, and not only America, but in the world, but more so in America. Why is this? I believe that cancer can be cured. I can, and I'm not the only person. But let me preface this video real quick before I get ahead of myself and say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor of medicine. I'm not any type of physician or specialist as it relates to medicine, and neither am I a politician or even a judge. I'm just a common man, just like you are common men and women that's watching this video right now. I would hope, I would suppose. I am your brother. I'm just a fellow human being who studies. I tell my students all of the time, and even my children and my family, study the world that you live in so that you can understand how to navigate in that world. You should know every fundamental thing about everything that you have to deal with in this world. You owe it to yourself. Now, getting back on cancer, I made the last statement that it can be cured. What causes cancer? Cancer is caused by human beings' lifestyle. Now, let's just narrow this down to just America right now. Our lifestyle. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, we have gone microwave mentality, if you will. Everything has to be quick. There was a time when people lived on farms, people ate wholesome, holistically, and very healthy for the most part. But because of American being a capitalistic country, so to speak, it is predicated on money primarily. That's what drives the engine in America. And the big CEOs of every major company in this country don't care about the small people. We are consumers. We're the people who buy their products. We use their products in the hundreds of millions. We're the consumers. And you know, at some point in time, they make so much money, billions and billions of dollars annually from us, they forget about ethics. They forget about, you know, their fellow man in terms of our well-being, our health, and they slip. And oftentimes, and more so than not, it's because of the power of the dollar. It's the bottom line. So we're left as collateral damage. in exchange for their profits, their big profits annually. So what are you saying, brother teacher? I'm saying this. The big corporations don't care about you and I, and they never have. They care about money. I know I worked in corporate America before. I own my own business for many, many years. I know how it works. But to just clear something up, I have never had the mindset of big corporate America. I have always been the mom and pop type of orchestration, if you will, as far as I'm concerned. I always thought about the little man. I always thought about the person who had the least. I always thought about helping the person that wasn't able to make it, so to speak. But back on cancer again, it can be cured. So, what must happen to cure cancer? First of all, we must we must change our lifestyle. So, what is our lifestyle? We live in a chemical environment. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's always advertised to us. It's always in front of our faces. We see it every day. Our eyes are wide open. We see it every single day. Pollution, toxins spewed out in the air, in our atmosphere every single day. We inhale it. We take baths in it and showers. Contaminated water. Just because water is clear doesn't make it clean. Because we can't see microorganisms with our naked eye, but they are there. We have in our water supply, as I'm speaking to you, thousands of chemicals that's been placed in our water supply. I'm talking about our municipal water supply that we drink every single day. Chlorine is one. Fluoride is another. Aluminum is another. There's even arsenic, and there's mercury in our water as well, along with thousands of bacteria. And they chemically treat the water to kill the bacteria and some of the other chemicals, but guess what they're using to treat the water? Chemicals. And it travels through a pipe, through a system, and it comes out into a pipe, into your home, and you drink it, you bathe in it, you wash your hair in it. Now, I've stated before, and I'm going to say again, how things enter into the human body. They enter through ingestion. That's through your mouth, through eating, swallowing. They enter through your nose, inhalation. You breathe it in. They enter through absorption. It absorbs in your skin. Yes, that's one that people miss a whole lot. It absorbs through your skin. And it also enters into your ear, and it enters into you by injection. Now, injection, of course, is a method that's typically used in hospitals through needles and scalpels and puncture wounds, if you will. But those are the ways that foreign things or items or bacteria or fungus or what have you enters into the human body. So if that be true, which it is, and you can research this on your own, it's very simple. This is a physiology and health 101 that I'm giving you. Everyone should really know this. But you can still do your due diligence and research it on your own, and I would encourage you to do that. So if these foreign bodies enter our body those particular ways, then there's no wonder why we have cancer as an issue. Cancer is caused by the chemicals that are in our foods. It's one of the biggest proponents. Preservatives, chemicals. Yes, chemicals. Synthetic products that we ingest every day, all for the sake of a dollar, for the big business. I'm not going to just try to go through a real big spill and breakdown of many of those items because I have put out some information in earlier videos. You could just research those in your leisure. But just take this to heart, what I'm telling you. Now, If we are ingesting these chemicals in our bodies, doesn't it stand to reason that we're going to receive some sort of side effects, some health issues along the way? Without a doubt. Take this as an example. Why is it that no animal in nature has cancer, diabetes, Parkinson's, high blood pressure, or lupus, any other disease? That any disease that you can mention, no animal in nature has it. Every animal in nature is out of doors. They're outside of the city life, if you will. Animals in the jungle, animals on the prairie, animals on the plains, lions, tigers, giraffes, elephants, polar bears. No animal in nature, squirrels, dogs, cats, you name it, they don't have disease. So why is it that you and I have disease? It's because we have done it to ourselves. Absolutely. Now, someone said to me one time when I proposed this same question to them, they said, "Oh, my dog had arthritis and my dog had this or that." And I said, "What was you feeding your dog?" And she looked at me and she said, "Yeah, you're right. I was feeding her our food, table food, anything that's processed by someone else for other people to eat or ingest." You see, once upon a time, as I've said already, we ate clean. We ate off the farm. We don't live in those days anymore. Our soil has been stripped of a lot of its nutrients and minerals. Yes, it has. And it's been substituted with a lot of things that we don't need as human beings. It has and contains carcinogens. Carcinogens are those things that are cancer causing agents. And we ingest it every single day, all of the time. And you know what? The human body is a miraculous piece of work by God, the Creator. But you know what? It can only do so much. When you overload your human body, then it's going to manifest in physical conditions and ailments and cancer. Because your body can only take so much. It can only dispel so much poison, and it's only going to be able to fight against these things so much. But when we have a daily routine of constantly consuming these things, we get beyond our body's capability. And then these things again manifest as cancer, being one of the major ones. So bear with me for a moment as I look over and take a look at my notes. Okay, thank you. Um, I started out saying that cancer can be cured. And I want to say this too. Why have we not had a cure for cancer in all of these years? I want to say this to you, and please don't be angry with me, but it's money in cancer. I personally, and I know many people that's watching this video right now probably can attest to this as well, have lost a loved one, a family member, close friend to cancer. I've lost many friends and family to cancer. If I had known then, when I was much younger, what I know now, perhaps we could have staved that off for some. Perhaps many of those people that have passed away prematurely would still be here today. But you know what? The medical industry is not trying to cure cancer. Can it be cured? Most definitely. How do you cure cancer? You cure it by getting back to nature and doing things the natural way, the way God intended them to be in the first place, and eliminating as much as possible all of the cancer causing agents that we consume and utilize every day in our everyday life. Limit them, make them minuscule. I know it's going to be a hard task for many of us because we have been trained to depend upon a lot of these things. Our cleaning agents, when we clean our houses and our cars and our bathtubs and our showers and things, everything we use is chemical. But there are natural alternatives. We just have to do the homework and seek it out. Okay? It's not difficult. It does require some work of you and I if you want to live, as long as you possibly can, a healthy and vibrant life and enjoy your family. And I would hope that you would wish the same for your family and your children and their generations beyond. So, unfortunately, as I stated before, big industry doesn't want us to be healed because we are cash cow to them. They make money off of us. The pharmaceutical companies make money selling cancer medicine. The pharmaceutical companies make money off of us selling us poison. And they have us with this false hope that we're going to be healed. Now, you tell me this. You really think hard about it. There's two things that I'm going to mention. Number one is chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is used as a so-called medicine for cancer patients. Chemotherapy kills the bad cancer cells and it also kills the good cells. So what is your mortality rate? Your mortality rate going to be? The other, I wanted to say remedy, but it's not a remedy because it has not brought anything to fruition in terms of benefiting us. But the other source that they use, or the other so-called procedure they use, is radiation. Now, I'm sure anyone with a seventh grade education know what radiation does. Radiation kills. And you are going to use radiation to kill, listen to the operative word now, to kill cancer cells. Now, does that make your healthy cells immune to the radiation? No, sir, and no, ma'am. Radiation kills all of the cells. And it does what ultimately? It ultimately destroys your immune system. And your immune system is used by your body to fight off what? Diseases. So through radiation and through chemotherapy, you are killing off of all of the bad and the good cells, and you are inviting cancer again. That is why the mortality rate for most people who have underwent those two procedures is very minuscule. It's very low. Most people who have cancer who go through those procedures die, and they die early. You might live you might live a longer period of time, but it won't be 10 and 20 years. You're going to die because they have just compromised your natural immune system. Now, all you have to do, as I said, this stuff is not seventh grade. You can understand what I'm saying to you. Take charge of your life today if you really care. And I'm sure that you do. And let's not be victims to a system that cares nothing about us. Okay? If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I would really welcome them. Please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer you. And if there are those naysayers out there, and a lot of them will probably be the lobbyists, and there will probably be doctors who are protecting their pocketbooks and their self-interest, you can leave a comment as well. But please be tasteful in your comment. And if you like the video, you can push that button down there and say like, but you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Again, this was Brother Teacher. These are my words today to you, and you be blessed, and I will see you in the next video. So